I'm Lily Robinson. I'm in 12th grade. I go to Southwestern. I used to play volleyball and basketball, but now I only play softball. And 2 Julys ago in Summer League basketball, I took a nasty fall and I basically had really severe bone bruising right in my knee, right between these 2 bones, like almost broke it. I sprained my MCL and it was pretty horrible. I could not run for a very long time and I tried traditional PT. It did not help. So I was just kind of struggling. And then it got to the point where it's like I needed to try something different. And then we found John.
Right. Well, and that was almost exactly what you guys told me when you got here was like, hey, we've tried all these things. I mean, you saw what, at least 2 or 3 different doctors, I think, if not some more. There was an ortho surgeon in there. You went through like the full gambit of it. And the fact that it was like 2 years long, unfortunately, is all too common. And it's not like the people weren't trying to help you. It's just that the traditional approaches weren't working. And I mean, I remember when we first got here, it was like to get you to even have your feet leave the ground was too much.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. And that's why I remember when you told me, you're like, I think I'm just done playing basketball, which honestly, I think if you wanted to right now, correct me if I'm wrong, you could probably go back to playing ball.
Probably at this point,
But the focuses are different now. But more specifically, you know, you talked a little bit about how now you're playing softball. What's changed from doing the stuff we've done here in the off season? How do you feel now entering the new season?
So I would say like, or when I started doing PT with John, I was like, it was really bad. I was so out of shape. Like he said, I could barely leave the ground. I was just like weak because I just like couldn't do anything. And I just like wasn't able to do much. Over time doing these new PT exercises, I just feel so much more explosive and I feel more just comfortable in my movements. My lower body and just honestly whole body overall is like the strongest it's ever been. And it's just like starting softball now, like doing this conditioning, I just feel explosive. I feel like I can just like do what I need to do and like do it well.
Which is exactly what we're hoping to get out of it, right? When we talked about that when you first got here, I told you, I was like, listen, I don't want you to just be out of pain and feel better. I want you to be able to go back with confidence. And we talked about halfway through, hey, now we're gonna start getting more explosive. Now this is gonna stop looking like rehab, and it's gonna start looking more like performance. And I mean, how surprising was it for you? And because I remember your eye being like, whoa, when I had you start doing jumps and like dumbbell split squats and things that are more kind of what people would consider gym oriented, how much of a culture shock was that for you versus what you're used to with what you expected out of PT?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like when I first started doing PT, not even with John, I was doing like basic things like little glute bridges and like little defensive slides with a band. And then all of a sudden we're doing these like intense exercises where it just feels like I'm going to the gym normally, but like it's just crazy how much it actually helps and doesn't just like get you back to where you were. It's like actually making you better than you even were before the injury.
Which is always the goal.
Yeah.
So the biggest things, the takeaways for you are something that I've told you and praised you about a lot is your ability to be consistent. You were so consistent all the time. Biggest thing is you were very communicative too. You never failed to let me know when you had issues. You never failed to let me know when things were going well. You never failed to ask questions. You really dove head first into the program, which is something that anyone who's successful is going to have. And I think that's something that was already intrinsic to you. But the biggest takeaways are that, and if you were going to maybe explain to someone what's the most important thing, like the mindset that they need to enter coming into, if not just working with me, entering rehab in general, what in your own words would you say is the most important thing when you approach it?
I think the most important thing is just kind of accountability. Just remembering, even if you have like a rough workout, even a couple of rough workouts, just like trust that it's gonna end well. Because I know, like, especially in the beginning, there were so many days where the last thing I wanted to do was PT and do my little movements that didn't seem like they were helping. But after a while, like after a month, like I could just tell so much of a difference. And it's just like, if you stay accountable and just trust the process, like it's gonna pay off.
And see, I couldn't have put it better myself. So, you know, the coolest thing is that I hopefully am gonna get to watch you succeed. I would looking forward to coming to watch you play. Eventually gonna end up on our wall, obviously. Eventually. But like, it has been more than a pleasure to not have had the chance to work with you, but to see you grow and actually feel like you can be the athlete that we both know that you are. So congratulations.
Thank you.